So now we're going to move on to this story, which is really great news for Chinatown and the Chinese community. Quebec has officially designated Chinatown a provincial heritage site. So this means that 9 buildings will be protected from demolition or significant alteration without permission. And this is something that members of Montreal's Chinese community have wanted and have lobbied for years. Jimmy Chan is a film producer, director, actor, and community leader. He is basically a superstar in the community and beyond, and he joins us now. Thanks for your time today, Jimmy.
Hi, how are you?
I'm well. Nice to speak with you. How significant is this that's for you personally, but also for Chinatown and the Chinese community?
Well, this is very good news for the Chinese community, of course. We have been working very hard together, and try to get our heritage sites into the map of Quebec, and now we are happy that we have been recognized. But it's just only the first step or the beginning of protecting our heritage.
There's still a lot more work to be done. And I'll tell you, Jimmy, that almost as soon as I heard this announcement, I immediately started to hear criticism that only 9 buildings were being protected. So can you tell us a little bit about which buildings are being protected and if people are disappointed that it's not more?
Well, yeah, as you can see when you walk down to Chinatown, well, when I was much younger, I remember Chinatown was much bigger, all the way up to St. Catherine area. Now, as you see, the size of Chinatown really shrunk down the size because of the older buildings that have been taken down and rebuilt other buildings. In terms of protecting some of the heritage building, which is important, and going back 100 years ago, so most of the building that in Chinatown they were built by other immigrants, and that was a designated place that when the first Chinese immigrant first came to Montreal. Anywhere else in Canada, North America, the same thing. The government tell us this is where you stay. So, and now this is all became Chinatown today. So, but the thing is, a lot of buildings there should be protected, but they haven't been mentioned which one is. But they're only protecting the wing noodles and the shika manufacturer building and the other building that down in Chinatown. But these are the most popular building that we have been concerning because the developer was really want to put their hand on. But now I don't know how they will work with some of the building now because as I heard, one or 2 buildings have been bought out by the developer years ago. And now with the bylaw, what are they going to do? But besides all this, there's other area too in the Cochichea area. There are many buildings more than 100 years old, but they haven't mentioned about those buildings.
Okay, that's interesting. Yeah. I know there's a school building that dates back to the 19th century, a former cigar factory, and of course the arch, the beautiful arch that arches, I guess. But only one arch seems to be mentioned in this at the western entrance of the district. Is that because the other one's already protected?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, this is what they've been saying now. But we would I just suggest that it's just important that the identity of the building that going to be protected, that creating a plaque to saying that this is the heritage building, and the history behind it. So therefore, it's not just only for the tourist attraction; it's also for the next generation to come. They will learn about it
for sure, and the vitality of the community and the culture, right? So, I mean, I know the pandemic had a really an awful effect on Chinatown. How is it doing now? Is it rebounding? Does it seem to be back to its bustling self, or does it still need quite a bit of ways to go yet to be what it used to be?
Well, the last 3 years of the pandemic, it's a little Chinatown, Montreal, really having a difficult time. It's very challenging times that the merchants are not able to survive at all because the city keep locking down, as you know. Some of the restaurants, they already closed and then now became something else. It's still not enough tourists to come down to Chinatown, and the government we need more funding to help out for all the merchants in Chinatown. It looks busy now in Chinatown, but then again, a lot of people walking around. But in terms of people really, spending a few dollars to visit some restaurant or shop, I've been talking to a lot of merchants. It looks busy, but I think sometimes they have a busy time, but it's only for 1 or 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
So which is not enough. So what I am creating with my team in Chinatown, we do more activities to attract more the Montrealer to come down to visit Chinatown. So therefore, they could spend time with the family. Spending like a family day in Chinatown. So this is what I've been doing.
Good.
For the past few months. Yeah.
That's excellent. I'm so glad to hear that. And I mean, it must have been incredibly frustrating because let's be honest, there was a lot of racist sentiment, or I would say undertones, but it wasn't even that. It was outright racism throughout the pandemic. Do you feel like that has eased? Do you feel like there's a better attitude towards Chinatown now?
Well, honestly, discrimination, racism, things like that have been existing since the beginning of the first Chinese immigrant in Canada.
Yes.
That never been changed. It doesn't matter, like the way I'm looking at it, doesn't matter how much contribution that we have to help build Canada, Quebec. We have to be really being recognized. We are not second class citizens. We are the same citizen like everybody else, equality wise. That is how we can motivate the next generation to move forward, to improve themselves, and to contribute more into the society.
Jimmy, you're doing important work. I really appreciate your time today, and I think let's just urge people, go down to Chinatown, have a meal, buy some products, some produce. There's always great things to be found there, and it's an important part of our history, but definitely for the Chinese community even more. So thank you so much, Jimmy. I appreciate your time.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
A pleasure. That is Jimmy Chan, film producer, director. He's an actor as well and a community leader. Again, 9 buildings in the district will now be protected from demolition or significant alteration without permission because Chinatown has now been declared a Quebec heritage site.